that you can see and the one that you cannot see. Authenticity cannot be seen. Your thoughts cannot be seen. How you support yourself cannot be seen. Your feelings cannot be seen. Your love cannot be seen. How you analyze cannot be seen. How you balance can be seen. What you desire can be seen. Your visuals can be seen. How you utilize yourself can be seen. How you know yourself can be seen. And how you believe in yourself can be seen. So now the womb man activity zone is the upward, the spiritual dimension, and then the male divine masculine activity zone is harvested from the spiritual realm. So this doesn't exist without this. It is this that gives back to this. Up to that particular point, let me sit down a little bit to engage. Let me sit down a little bit to engage. Let's engage. Up to that particular point, if you have a question, kindly ask. Up to that particular point, if you have a question, kindly ask. So now today we are going to talk about, out of the 12 zodiac signs, there are 6 that function in the spirit dimension, and there are 6 that function in the physical dimension. And that is what we want to talk about today. The spiritual dimension gives birth to the physical dimension. The world above gives birth to the world below. And that is what now I want to talk about today. Because now it goes to, I've always told you, Leo is the opposite of Aquarius. Cancer is the opposite of Capricorn. So that is what we're going to be talking about today here. Your authenticity, your head, it is in the spirit realm. It cannot be seen. But the result of your authenticity is your self-balance. Aries is balanced by Libra. So when you are authentic, it cannot be seen. But that authenticity is visible in balance. When you think for yourself, it cannot be seen. But those self-thinking, they are visible in Sagittarius. Gemini creates Sagittarius. Aries creates Libra. Your neck, your self-support, how you support yourself cannot be seen. But then your desires can be seen. So your self-support births your self-desire. So your desires will be seen. When you support yourself, nobody sees it. Nobody sees when you're supporting yourself. But they only know that you supported yourself after you've gotten yourself a car. Your manifestations, after you've gotten yourself a baby. Your manifestations are what prove your self-support. Your feelings cannot be seen, the chest. Your feelings cannot be seen. But how you utilize yourself is the result of your feelings. So your feelings will not be seen here, but how you utilize yourself will expose your feelings. And then we have your heart inside there. Your heart, how you love yourself cannot be seen, but it will be seen in your self-knowledge. If you hate yourself, it will be seen in how you ignorant of yourself you are. If you love yourself, it will be seen in how you know yourself. And then finally, your self-analysis cannot be seen, but it will transform into your self-belief. Your self-analysis is what gives birth to your self-belief. So let's go back again and see. Your authenticity is what gives birth to your self-balance. How authentic you are is what will make you be able to give everybody what they deserve. Those who deserve anger will get anger. Those who deserve happiness will get happiness from you. Those who deserve love will get love from you. Those who deserve cruelty will get cruelty from you. Why? Because your authenticity is what is seen outside as your balance. Your self-support is what is seen outside as your manifestations. Your self-desire, your reproductive area. What you manifest shows us how you support yourself. Then, your thoughts, how you think for yourself will show in how adventurous you are in life. How you think for yourself will show in how adventurous you are in life. How you feel will show with how you use yourself. If you misuse yourself, then you don't feel yourself properly. If you're somebody who you are very useful to yourself, unajituma vizuri, unajituma, then it shows that you feel yourself. You're always present with yourself. Feeling is presence. So Those who are present with themselves a lot, they utilize themselves properly. Those who are absent with themselves a lot, they misuse themselves. And then we have Virgo energy here, how you analyze. Do no evil, take no evil, is what enables you to have self-belief. I know I've passed Leo, but let me go to Virgo. Now, what is self-belief? Your ability to connect to your infinite force. When you do no evil and take no evil, you'll have a lot of self-belief because you'll be connected to a lot. When you step on reality, you are connected to a lot. But if you do evil and you take evil, then you'll not be connected to a lot of yourself. A lot of your essence in the collective consciousness, you'll not be connected to. So your analysis is what births your immune system. Remember, your self-belief is your immune system. So how you analyze, do no evil, accept no evil, is what empowers your immune system. And then Leo here that I have forgotten, how you love yourself. Enables you to know yourself, is what gives birth to the Achilles heel. So as above, so below, whatever is here is what gives birth to everything that is down here. So this particular world can exist on its own. It is the mother. This is why we are saying the divine feminine, the womb man zone. The womb man zone. Those who birth, those who give birth. This is their zone. And then those who don't give birth, this is their particular zone. Up to that point, are we together? Those who don't give birth, the downward, those who are given birth to. This is the zone of those who birth, or those who give birth. And then this is the zone of those who are birthed. It's almost like a set, a sun. Divine feminine, divine masculine. Up to that point, any question in the house? Up to that particular point, any question? Before we go to each and every one. Since the beginning, anybody with a question? Now when we go back here, can you at least start to see what we are starting to explain? Before I even start explaining the things that are inside there, can you at least start to see? Can you at least start to see the role of the people that are in between there? Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. Somebody has asked, can you explain self-love according to what? Self-love is just your connection, your ability to connect to your own essence. Your connection to your own essence. Your ability to express and connect to your own essence, my dear. That's what self-love is. When you are a Sagittarius, you love adventure. You love yourself as an adventurous person. Sometimes when you are a Sagittarius, some people will be like, hey, wait, stop adventuring too much. They will want to try and stop you from adventuring. But then if you are hell-bent on that adventure, now that is self-love. Your relationship with yourself and the things around you. Your relationship with Ubuntu. That is love. Love is just your relationship with consciousness. Your relationship with things that exist, both within you and outside of you. And it is impossible for you to love things that are outside of you before you love the ones that are inside. Because everything that is outside of you already exists inside of you. So in order for you to love the things that are outside of you, you must first of all love the things that are inside of you. So your love is all about relationship with creation. Your relationship with creation. Both the creation that are inside of you and the creation that are outside of you. The creation that are outside of you. if you are somebody who you are born in a world where people hate noses that look a certain way, then you must go out of your way to find out the reason why that nose looks like that. In order for you to, when you learn about it, you know. Like when you go to the Aquarius energy, you will get to Leo. And when you go to Leo energy, you will get to Aquarius. So these things, they are interchanging. So when you find yourself that there are certain parts of you that are difficult for you to love, you have to know them. When you know them, you will love them. For example, the nose. The nose of black people, they were destroyed even in Egypt. They were destroyed during iconoclasm. The bigger the nose, the more love is required. The bigger the nose, the more oxygen is required. It is literally as simple as that. So if your nose is big, then it means that you are required to love yourself too much. Even if the outside world doesn't love you, that is your responsibility. That is what a big nose is talking about. You need to love the arrangement of your 12 houses more than everybody else. So people don't want to have big noses in our time because they don't want to invest in so much love. People don't want to have big noses because they don't want to have to love themselves more than the required amount. But if you have a big nose, that is what is required of you. And people are ignorant because as somebody who is aware, when I see you with a big nose, I automatically know that you need more oxygen. And I'll give it to you. But we live in a world where that is the opposite. People who need more oxygen, they're given the least. So if you know that you're being given the least oxygen and you have a nose that requires more oxygen, then give yourself more oxygen. Give yourself more love if you're not getting it from the outside world. Because the shape of your nose, if it is big, it is just saying, my dear, you need to love more. Like the things that are inside you are very important. The essence inside of you, they require more love to be sustainable, to be sustained. It's like a tree that requires more water than the normal ones, like tropical trees. You require more. Now I'm going to continue to proceed. So we have Nut. I want you to see who Nut is. So now we have Nut. Who is Nut? Nut is the unseen realm, which you call the spiritual dimension. From today, every time you mention spiritual dimension, spirit realm, what are we talking about? The unseen. The one that you cannot see with your naked eye. The parts of you cannot see with your naked eye. You cannot see your authenticity with your naked eye. You cannot see your self-support with your naked eye. Even people outside cannot see it. There are things about you that cannot be seen with the naked eye, and they're the ones that exist in the spiritual dimension. So Nut is made up of what? Intuition, the moon. So here in Nut, above in the sky, in the spirit realm, what do we have? The biggest in the spirit realm is the moon. That is the most powerful in the spirit realm. Carries intuition. The sun, that is another big entity, carries memories. Now from the sun, I want you to notice Mars. Who is Mars? Heru, the red one. What is Heru, the red one? Now notice the moon. I hope you can see this. The moon is intuition. The sun is memories. So now Mars is just another influence of the sun. Memory is arranged in 5 ways. Just like when I was teaching you about the Virgo, when I was teaching you about the thoracic area, the 24 bones of the central nervous system, there is 5 at the stomach area. Now those 5 at the stomach area is what represents this particular 5 planets if you remove the sun and the moon. So there's 5 planets there at the sun. They are memory based. Only the moon is intuition based up there. The sun is memories. Mars is memories of action. Any memory that any ancestor has ever had that was action oriented is accumulated up there. You see the way moisture comes and goes and accumulates up there as clouds and then falls back as rain. So any action that ancestors have ever taken since the beginning of time, they are sent up there and they accumulate in a place called Mars. So Mars carries memories of action. Mercury carries memories of intuition and experience. Intuition mixed with experience. Now that ibis and baboon energy, that is where Mercury is. Jupiter is memories that link your past and your future. Jupiter is memories that link your past and your future. And then Venus is memories that uplift your urges. Memories that uplift your urges. All these things are in your consciousness. They are invisible inside your consciousness. Saturn is memories of immediate reality. When you pause on everything else, you pause on taking action, you pause on memories of intuition and experience, you pause on memories that link between the two lines, and you just focus on yourself only, on your reality of that day. That is what Saturn is all about, memories of immediate reality. And then at Nut we have stars. What are stars? Memories of beings present on Earth. Like your neighbor, the snakes. Memories of beings that are present on Earth. Those are the stars up there. Comets, asteroids, meteors. Those are spans, or rather memories looking to ambush fertilization of intuition. Memories looking to ambush the fertilization of intuition. And then finally we have Uranus, which is Mercury, expanded, quantum jump, Neptune, ethereal, spiritual enlightenment, and then Pluto, which is transformation. Can you see the things that are up there? Nobody needs to tell you. And these are just what we know for now. Not everything up there has been explored. But I want you to know that everything that is up there is storage. Storage units in Nut that are waiting to be brought into the physical dimension. They're like ovaries. The ovary has eggs that are waiting to come into the physical dimension. It's the same way Nut has eggs that are waiting to come into the physical gap dimension. Up to that point, you can see the things that are present in Nut. And I want you to specifically look at the planets. The moon is intuition. Nut is when you are alone. Nut is when you are alone. The unseen at night. That is what Nut is all about. The things you cannot see when you cannot see it. Right now, for example, if I'm sitting like this and can you tell me what I'm thinking about? Like, you cannot see what I'm thinking about. So the things that happen that cannot be seen. Nut. That is what Nut is all about. Your intuition you cannot see. Memories are things like, for example, if I come and tell you Idi Amin Dada died at 20 years old. That's a memory. That's history. Memory is like history. It happened yesterday. It happened last month. It happened in the 13th century. It happened in the 2nd century. It happened in the 25th dynasty. It happened last year. It happened in 2016. Those are memories, history. That is what is stored in the sun. Then we have Mars, which is memories of action. Now memory is specialized. Memory has categories. Mars is a category of memory called memories of action. Mercury is a category of memory called memories of intuition and experience. Jupiter is a category of memory called memories that link the past and the future. Venus is a category of memory called memories that uplift the urges. Saturn is a category of memory which is memories of immediate reality. So now the moon is ascent. The sun is Heru. And then Mars is Heru, the red one. Mercury is Heru, the ibis and the baboon. Jupiter, Heru, the link between two lands. Venus, Heru, the phoenix. Saturn, Heru, the bull of the sky. Are you seeing all the other days, the 5 days? They are Heru, they are part of Heru. Ascent, birds, Heru, Heru, birds, all these other days. Up to that particular point, now let's look at human. We've touched Nut. So now how is human being I go there. Any question? Are we comprehending each other? And you saw I put pictures there to show you the association of Nut. Nut is just thoughts. The spirit realm. So now we move to human points of contact with Nut. How are humans contacted or connected to the spirit realm? There are two main points of contact. Now, as a human being, like I told you, you have your body above and you have the body below. So now we are talking about above. Above here, human beings are star-shaped. Star-shaped. We have 5 shapes. This is 1 shape, 2nd shape, 3rd shape, 4th shape, 5th shape. My 2 legs, all these, we are star-shaped. We are 5-shaped human beings. And so, out of the 5 shapes, 3 of them is connected to the spirit, while 2 of them is connected to the physical dimension. So now let's talk about the 3 antennas that are connected to the spirit realm, that are connected to Nut. Authenticity, which is your head. Your head is directly plugged to Nut. And then we have your self-thinking. So we have Aries and Gemini. Aries and Gemini are directly connected to what? To the spirit realm. So, authenticity and self-thinking are the first points of contact between a human being and the spirit realm, or the collective consciousness. Every time you are authentic, you access the spirit realm. Anytime you are authentic, you're being authentic, you've dipped into the spirit realm like somebody who's dipping into swimming. Anytime you are authentic, you access the spirit realm. And every time you think for yourself, you are in touch with the collective consciousness. Anytime you are authentic, you are accessing the spirit realm. I'm always saying authenticity is telepathy. Where does that telepathy come from? Because the head is directly rooted to Nut. So the head is directly in the spirit realm, and the hands are also directly in the spirit realm. And when we talk about the hand, I want you to look at the breasts. The breasts are like clouds. Normally the breasts are like clouds that are in the, it's like their thoughts. And that is the reason why I'm always talking about the armpit. I will explain this later, but when I show you the womb of a woman, the womb of a woman is shaped like this. It's almost like the hands are grabbing onto something. So these hands are usually grabbing onto something here. There's a cord here that is connected with these clouds. These are clouds. This is the spirit realm. The spirit realm is directly on a woman's chest, especially a woman. The spirit realm is directly on a woman's chest. And so whenever a woman is in her feelings, she's accessing the spirit dimension. So there's a cord that is connecting the hand to the boobs. Right here. You cannot see it unless you study the womb. The womb will tell you how the body is truly made. So now, what I want you to know specifically is every time you are authentic, you are rooted in the spirit realm. Anytime you think for yourself, you are accessing the collective consciousness. Points of contact with Nut for maximum results. This is Nut. I want you to focus on the hands. And then focus on Anubis and Wepwawet. These are the Gemini gods. Anubis, Wepwawet. Anubis, Wepwawet. And then look at the hand. The hand associated with Anubis is directly on the vagina of Nut. While the hand associated with Wepwawet is directly on the breast of Nut. What does that mean? Every time you are thinking, remember what I just said in the past. Remember what I just said in the past video. Every time you think for yourself, you are in touch with the collective consciousness. do you think for yourself? This is how you channel your thoughts. Whenever you're thinking for yourself, make sure that your memories are rooted in your self-desire. The thoughts of your memories, I mean not your memories, the thoughts from your intuition are rooted on what you want to create. The thoughts from your intuition, this is Anubis, this side is left, that side is right. This is Anubis, this is Wepuawet. This is intuition, this is memory. So your memories are always supposed to be rooted in how you feel. Your memories are always supposed to be rooted in how you feel when you're thinking for yourself. Your memories are always supposed to be rooted in your feelings, while your intuition is always supposed to be rooted in what are you creating? What are you manifesting? This is where your intuition should always be. What do you want? Wakanda forever. Intuition comes before memory. Feed them the left. Your intuition is always supposed to be rooted on the things that you want to manifest. For example, if you have a man, what do you want that man to bring to you? What do you want them to bring? Do you want them to cheat? What do you want to manifest? Do you want a man who will cheat on you, who will beat you on? Do you want a man who will buy you a car? Do you want a man who will build you a castle? Your intuition is always supposed to be rooted in what you are bringing to the table, what you're bringing from the spirit to the physical. While your memory, the memory, the thoughts that come from your memory must always be rooted in how you feel. The thoughts that come from your memory must always be rooted in how you feel, the truth about how you feel. If you feel angry, feel angry. If you feel jealous, feel jealous, acknowledge. If you feel sad, acknowledge. If you feel happy, acknowledge. While your intuition should always be grabbing on what you want to manifest. Don't have your intuition grabbing on memories. Never have your intuition grabbing on what you've experienced before. Never have your intuition grabbing on what you've experienced before. Never have your intuition grabbing on what you've experienced before. Your intuition must always grab only on what you want to manifest. And I hope somebody's hearing what I'm saying. Your intuition must always only grab on what you want to manifest. If your intuition grabs on fear, you will manifest that fear. If your intuition grabs on trauma, you will manifest that trauma. If your intuition grabs on gossip, doubt, you will end up manifesting it. So your intuition must always grab on what you want to bring to the physical dimension. If you don't want to bring it to the physical dimension, don't have it hanging around your intuition. If you don't want to bring it to the physical dimension, don't have it hanging around your intuition. And then your memories must always be dictated by how you feel. Inside, how you feel. I hope that somebody has seen that particular explanation clearly. Because those are the points of contact with Nut for maximum results, especially. As far as Gemini is concerned. Now, can somebody guess to me the point of contact of asset, authenticity, the head? See where the head is pointed to. It is pointing into this particular trinity here. This is where you find the stomach, the lungs, and the heart. The stomach, the lungs, and the heart. That particular trinity, the stomach, the lungs, and the heart. And especially the stomach, which is analysis, the all-seeing. When you do no evil and accept no evil, you will see everything. So your intuition, your authenticity must always be rooted in analysis of, am I doing evil? Am I accepting evil by doing this? Am I doing evil by doing this? Am I accepting evil by doing this? Am I doing evil by doing this? Am I accepting evil by doing this? That is why your authenticity should always be rooted on. I've just explained, Wanjiku. Or you want me to repeat? Can somebody explain to Wanjiku what I've just explained kindly? Somebody find her on our inbox and explain it to her. But otherwise, I hope that now you get, when I always say, feed your men. You are right. Feed your men your left breast. Feelings that come from your intuition. I'm always saying, feed your men your left breast. Feelings that come from your intuition. So now, that left breast is, now when we are talking about your intuition being rooted on the self-desire of Nut, is feed the world now what you want to create now. Feed whatever you want to create. Feed your intuition whatever you want to create. Make sure that anytime you are alone, you are only thinking about the things that you want to bring to the physical dimension. The same way now when you're with a man, now this is not explaining the man thing, but the same way when you're with a man, feed the man the feelings and thoughts that come from your intuition. And make sure that those particular thoughts are not coming from trauma. They are manifestation based. They are pointing to the things you want, not the things you're afraid of. Whenever you're thinking, remember your hands, they represent thoughts. Never think about things you're afraid of. Never think about things you're traumatized with. Make sure that your intuition is always is always guided by the things you want to manifest. Please, kindly. This is very important. Because a lot of people, they fall for spiritual attack because they don't follow this. This is why Heka symbol, you can even see the Heka symbol. You can see the Heka symbol. When your thoughts, when your intuition are rooted in your manifestation, and your memories are rooted in your feelings, nobody can attack you spiritually. They will never succeed. Because now attack comes when somebody makes sure that you are manifesting something you're afraid of. For example, they keep sending you, oh, I hope they lose their job. I hope they lose their job. I hope they lose their job. And then you, wherever you are like, oh my God, I'm so scared of losing my job. I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to lose my job. And somebody's like, I hope they lose their job. I hope they lose their job. I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to lose my job. You are powerless. You will lose your job. But when somebody's saying, I hope they lose their job, I hope they lose their job, but then you're saying, I support myself every day, I'll wake up every day, I'll improve myself every day, I will harvest every day, so much that I am very valuable, that jobs find me and look for me everywhere. That is you having your intuition on the vagina of Nut. So every time you're looking at this particular thing, there are many, there are different figures, there are different images, but I wanted to explain to you the basic of it from Heka energy. Because when you look at Heka symbol also has this particular hand. Do you guys recall Heka symbol? I think I even have some of the stickers in the subspace for Heka symbol. Heka symbol are hands that are lifted like this. Lifted into what? One is to manifestation, and then the other is to feelings. So, self-explanatory. How do you transmute negative memories or trauma? How do you transmute the negative memories or trauma, cleanse them away? The universe is self-cleansing, yes. The universe is self-cleansing. They always tell you, the Christians will tell you, believe in Jesus. Believe in Jesus. What does that mean? Believe in Heru. Believe in movement of time. Anything that is beyond your control, leave it to Jesus. Give it to time. Give it to time. Time, as time continues to move, it solves. Dunia ni raba. Inafuta yenyewe. So things that you cannot control, put them aside until time answers you. Jesus is the answer. They say time is the answer. Jesus is the weapon. Time is the weapon. Jesus is the healer. Time is the healer. That day by day movement, it is doing things on its own as well. And what it is doing on its own is bigger than what you'll ever do. So most of the time it's all beautiful for you to just leave it to time. Give it to Jesus. Anyway, and this is a force. You must force yourself, especially Africans. You must force yourself to this way. Africa is dying. Africa is poor because people are not thinking this way. People are not tying their intuition to manifestation only. People are not tying their intuition to manifestation only. People are not tying their memory to their feeling. Memory is tied to the feeling. How you feel every day, it keeps changing, it keeps changing. That is why your memories should be. Today you'll feel this way, tomorrow you'll feel this way. But then your intuition should always be, what castle are you building? Especially as a woman. As a woman, your intuition should always be, oh, I want John to build me this by the end of this. John is going to build me this by the end of this. You know, John is going to give me that baby I want. That is where your thought should always be. I am building whatever. I am building this. Whatever you're creating is where your intuition should always be, especially as a woman. Now, from there, next is Geb. So now we have Geb. Geb is the scene realm, the one that you can see, and I represented it here. As you can see, the way I represented Nut, I had a cloud here and Nut. And then now I'm giving you Geb. I have soil here and Geb. Soil and Geb. Now this is the physical dimension. It is made up of females. What is females in the physical dimension? Educators. Females are represented by authenticity. Authenticity is motherhood, asset. Who is asset at her core? Educator, educator. And for people who will not comprehend that, I want you to think. Imagine you existed here when there was nothing. There was no fire yet. And then today you invented fire. So now, for you to find a container like this and put it on top and put water into it and start cooking with it, authenticity is what teaches that. Without authenticity, there is no education. It is authenticity that one day told somebody that, oh, by then this one can be a container you can drink water out of. So that human beings moved from drinking water like this. And then they started using this to drink water. What brought that transition? Authenticity. It is authenticity that teaches new things. Engineering taught by authenticity. Medicine, authenticity. Before doctors were there, remember the first human beings on the planet. How did they used to treat themselves? By just following authenticity. And that is what animals do up to today. When an animal is sick, you will see them eating grass. They'll authentically just go and eat grass. Because authenticity is the teacher. It teaches you what your body needs. Authenticity is very heavenly. I'm always, Wanjiku, do you follow even the things that we do at Rosary? Because I think in Rosary there is a part I said, authenticity is crowned as the Queen of Heaven. Anything that is authentic is angelic. Anything that is inauthentic is demonic. So, anything that is authentic is angelic. That's why I leave the UI. And anything that is inauthentic is demonic. So authenticity is the teacher, just like I was saying. And so women are representative of authenticity. They're the moon. The moon is authenticity. The sun is memories. So now women, females, what do you find in reality? You find educators. Women are supposed to be educators. They're the ones who are supposed to be teaching the world things. And look at women in nature, even a lion. A lion is the one that will teach its children the basics. A crocodile will teach its children the basics. Same with a human being will teach its children the basics. So the basic of a human being that is female is teaching. A woman is first a teacher before she is anything else. And that is what is found by them in the moon. Intuition is a teacher. Intuition teaches you how to live life. The moon is a teacher. Women are teachers. So that is educators. And then you go to the sun, the males. The males are history. Storage units, containers, history. Containers of history. And then we go to Mars, creatives, the generators. We go to Mercury, media, news, gossip. We go to Jupiter, the transport systems, the channels, the tarot readers, the oracle readers. Those are the Jupiter energy, the channels, the transportation system. Venus, the health system. The healthcare system, that is the Venus energy. And then we have the Saturn energy, which is the legal system. So when you come to Geb now, these are forces with form. When you are at Nut, of which let me go back to Nut just to show you. When you are at Nut, these are formless forces. You cannot see them. You cannot see them. But then when you come to Geb, now you see them. Now you see Saturn as the legal system. The stars are the neighbors and the passers-by. The comets are the gossip looking to ambush decision making. Any gossip that is looking to ambush your decision making, for example, they say, which one can I use? I don't want to use American as an example so much, but then what can I use now? Can I go to ancient Egypt and use it as an example? But anyway, most of the time, let's say, for example, there's somebody that needs to be voted for. There's usually gossip that is pushing you to vote for this person or vote for this person. So those are what we call comments. Maybe they'll come and tell you, this candidate has a sex tape, or this candidate killed someone. Those are comments. Those are the asteroids that lead you to make decisions. And then we have the flora and the fauna, which just includes everything else. So things that are in Geb are flora and fauna mostly, and then these particular deities. So when someone like Elon says they're going to Mars, they know that, imagine, is when some people want to start kindergarten, is when they're creating some generators for collective consciousness. They want to be generators. They're tired of being destroyers. They want to now be generators. So now, human points of contact with Geb. Just like I told you, the human points of contact with Nut are 3. Human points of contact with Nut are 3. Left arm, right arm, and then the head. And then new human points of connection with Geb are only 2. It should tell you which dimension is the most, which dimension is the most powerful. So now self-knowledge, your knowledge of yourself and your self-belief are the first points of contact between a human being and the physical realm, the world that is seen. How you know yourself and how you believe in yourself, your immune system and your self-knowledge is what is rooted in reality, in the physical dimension. Nothing else. Every time you know yourself and believe in yourself, you become more visible in the physical dimension. So this goes to even people who want to become celebrities and stuff like that. The more you know yourself and the more you believe in yourself, the more you become visible in the physical dimension. The more you are authentic, the more you think for yourself, the more you become visible in the spiritual dimension. So if you want to become visible in both spiritual and physical dimension, be authentic, think for yourself, know yourself, and believe in yourself. If you want to be visible in the physical dimension only, know yourself, believe in yourself. If you want to be visible in the spiritual dimension only, be authentic and think for yourself. I hope I'm making sense to somebody. If you want to be in all of them, that's exactly what you do. You will get all the 5 angles, the 5 pointing, the 5 points. So now here, up to this particular point, guys, I've taught you the point of contact. So much that if you go back to this particular image at the beginning, now you see. Now you can see Nut and Geb. And this one, we will talk more about this. This is talking about the body, the day, and the great year. When you mix the body and the day, when you mix the body body and the day you get the great year. These are the rewards. These are the temporary consciousness. This is the day that you utilize to reach your infinite consciousness. So with time we will learn all about these particular things. These are the eye of Ra and then the Ankh. The all-seeing eye and then the manifestation. So your eye, your hand should always be on the all-seeing eye and the manifestations that you want to bring. So up to that particular point now, we're going to talk about the relationship between Nur, the day, the body, and the day. The body and the day. But before that, let me see. Okay. Before that, let me go back here a little bit. Women, if you're a woman who is watching me, women are thinkers, women are authentic, women are more active in the upper dimension. Women are more active in this particular dimension. So women are the ones who are supposed to be, men are supposed to be contributing certain things to society and women. Women are supposed to be thinkers of society. Women are supposed to be the authentics of society, the feelers of society, the lovers of society, and then the analyzers of society. Women dominate this particular realm. While when it comes to men dominate this particular realm. So men, they dominate that Libra energy, the balancing, and especially men with beards. The ability to command. And when I'm talking about men with beards, I want you to see even the men of Iran, especially. Those lions, the lions of Iran. That energy of Sobek is mostly embodied by men who have beards. What does men who have beards mean? When they speak, people listen. Whatever they say goes. They can command. So men are usually the ones who should be telling people off. And then again, men are the ones who are supposed to be looking desirable. Men are the ones who are supposed to be dominating, like in the birds, the way birds, men, actually in nature, male lions are more beautiful, male birds are more beautiful, male zebras, whatever. So men are supposed to be more beautiful in nature. It is not like that, but it's supposed to be like that. And then men are supposed to be the ones who travel, the Nilots. Men are supposed to be the ones who travel in the wilderness, Jangwani, to go see what is there, to go visualize. Men are supposed to be the ones who utilize themselves mostly. Men are supposed to be the ones who help society believe and know itself. So up down here, men are the ones who are dominating the downer part. The roles that are present down here, men are the ones who are supposed to be dominating them, or Nilots. Either men or Nilots are supposed to be dominating here. When you come to like Nilotic, like the Sobek is a Nile crocodile. Nile crocodiles are like the Sobek energy. And most of the time when you find women that come along the Nile, they have nyash that look a particular way. Women who embody Sobek energy have nyash that look a particular way, and usually they come from the Sobek territory itself, which is the Nile crocodiles, along the river Nile. So down here, it's supposed to be Nilotic dominated or male dominated. While up here, it's supposed to be Bantu dominated or women dominated. Bantu dominated or women dominated. Now, after that particular point, let's go to this. Nut Gad, night, day. So this is Nut, which is the unseen realm, the spiritual dimension. The night is the spiritual dimension. You don't see anything at night. Turn off all the lights at night and you will see nothing. It is the spiritual dimension, which is represented by the upper part of the body. While the day is the physical dimension represented by the lower part of the body.
Okay, my back has
In another class, we will learn how energies flow.
I don't have my earphones.
Here and here. But for now, I just want you to see the spiritual realm is the dark.
It's 30 degrees.
The physical realm is the light. While the spirit realm can exist on its own. The moon can exist on its own. The sun cannot exist without the moon. The moon exists even in the sun. The spirit realm exists even in the physical realm. Physical realm cannot exist without the spirit realm. But the spirit realm exists even in the physical realm. I told you the moon is present 24/7. So when you look at these particular things, there is the reason why I'm telling you to look at it, because I want you to look at even the maps. The maps being upside down comes from this. So this is the realm of darkness, which is the divine, the originals. And then the realm of light, which are the fruits, the products of the originals. The realm of darkness, the realm of the originals. The realm of light, the realm of the results created from the originals. So when we look at our maps, the realm of the black is the realm that is up. And this is the Tropic of Cancer. Cancer is this. So this is the Tropic of Cancer. Capricorn is this. This is the Tropic of Capricorn. So we have the realm of light and the realm of the dark. The realm of the originals and the realms of those that are created. Now when you look at this map, it says the realm of the originals is up. So they are saying black people exist here. This is where they are saying black people exist. And this is where they are saying white people exist. The Libra, the equator. So is this one the one that is right? Or let me explain another one so that you see. The Tropic of Cancer, up. The Tropic of Capricorn, down. The realm of the light, the realm of the light skin. The realm of the dark skin, the realm of the dark skin. So these are the mothers, the producers, the realm of motherhood, the realm of the creators of the planet. The realm of those that were created from the planet. The realm of the creators, the realm of those that were created. So when you look at this and you look at this, which one makes sense? Is this the realm of the creators and the realm of the created? Or is this the realm of the creators and the realm of the created? These people, this part, above and below. Above can exist on its own, below cannot. Above can exist on its own, below cannot. Are you comprehending? Are you, which one? Which one is the correct one? Is it this or this? You know, this is, they were telling black people, they were never allowing black people to know how to read and write. Because the truth cannot be hidden. You can turn the maps upside down, but you cannot change where the sun rises. If they were able to change where the sun rises, then they would have gotten away with this. But you cannot change where the sun rises. So turning the map upside down was very useless, because at the end of the day, when you start looking at things for what they really are, then it starts to make sense to you. So according to them, this is what the world is like. So the moment we look at the map like this is what we are seeing. that Bantu people are here. These are Bantu. Remember, this is Bantu. This is moon. It does not change. You cannot change the tropics. So now they're saying these are Bantus, and then these are the results of Bantus. But as we are saying, these are Bantus, because here is black people. Here is black people. Here is black people. Here is white people. Here is white people. So you can only change it in the books until we have a population that is willing to look. And they were not able to change the population. You know, we are looking at it before they whitewashed. They were whitewashing here. This is colonized, whitewashed. This has been colonized, whitewashed. This has been colonized. They're trying to whitewash it. So they wanted to whitewash it so much that we have white here, we have white here, and then they push black people to the equator, along the equator. Now look at the equator doesn't have much space. If you push black people along the equator, there will be no space for us to exist. So now black people must wake up, because Israel wants to colonize this place all the way to the Nile. The Nile starts from the equator. And then the same Israelis are the ones who are up here as Africans. And they are the same people who are here in Australia. And they are the same people who are here. So here they've managed to colonize successfully. Here they've managed to colonize successfully. They're still struggling here. Here they've taken, they're still struggling here. But the black people here are still alive. Black people here are still alive. Black people here are still alive. As long as they're still alive, then there is hope. Are we together, guys? Have you comprehended today's class? Yeah. The writings, they stay on the walls. The writings, they stay on the walls. The writings, they stay on the walls. And that is the reason why African ancestors were very calm, because they knew the writings stay on the walls. And as long as the writings stay on the walls, there are descendants that come to read the writings on the walls. And these are the writings on the walls. So starting from today, when you see this particular thing of Nut, Geb, then you know your intuition is supposed to be connected to your manifestations, while your memory is supposed to be connected to your feelings. The memories that come from your hand, from your thoughts, connected to your feelings. Memories that come from your intuition, connected to your manifestations. While women are the ones who are doing this. A woman does this and then gives direction to man. Because when I told you about men are dominant in this dimension. Do you see any thinking here? There's no thinking here. Men cannot think. Men cannot think for themselves. Men cannot analyze. Women can do all this, because what is here is what creates what's here. So women can do all this. Men cannot do this. Men are not good in authenticity. Men are not good in self-thinking. Men are not good in feeling. Men are not good in loving. Men are not good in analysis. So as a woman who has a man, know your man, so that you can provide your man with all this. You provide your man with the spirit realm, and you give them instruction and they implant. Provide your man with the spirit realm as a woman. Give them instruction. Tell the man, okay, this is what we're going to be doing this week. This is how we're going to make this money. This is how we're going to save this money. This is the contract we're going to sign. This one we're not going to sign. This is the direction we're going to take. That is the role of a woman in the life of a man. A man is there as a robot to wait for instructions from the woman, so that the woman can give him instruction and he plants it into the reality. Because men are very good at reality. They are very good at making sure that things are planted here. So women who have men, kindly be what you're supposed to be in that particular relationship if you want the best. If you want to be like DDG and so and so, then you can mess around unawares. But if you want to leave nothing to chance, then you must walk in awareness. And your body is always wanting to do this. Especially as a melanated being, your body always wants to do this, even if you're not aware. As a melanated being, your body has this formula inside of it. And this formula is working inside of you as a black woman, whether you want it or not. That's why they call you loud. They say black fatigue, because black women are always self-thinkers, authentic, self-supporters, feelers, lovers, analyzers. But even if they call you loud and what, don't stop! Those are noises of Sobek. Don't fall for the noises of Sobek. The noises of Sobek will have you not manifesting. They will have your manifestation not reaching shore. So as a woman, let Sobek make noise. Let the crocodiles make noise. But focus on what you're supposed to be as a black woman. Yeah, it's very fun to be a woman. It's the best thing ever. That's why transgender people are very aware of all this. And they want it so bad. They want it so bad, but they don't have the formula. So as we're just waiting for them to get if they can get the formula to get here, to become a woman, me, I will salute. Chuk, chuk, chuk. But as long as they don't have a formula, those who know the formula, don't give it to them. Let them struggle and find their formula by themselves. Because they are cocky and disrespectful to women, let them find their formula by themselves. But at the end of the day, this is what the world is supposed to be. The divine feminine is always supposed to be leading the divine masculine, because the divine feminine is directly connected to the spirit realm. While the Bantu, the Niloid. Now we have it in upside down. Right now we have the men are the ones leading women. We are going nowhere. As long as the men are the ones leading women, know that we are at a U-turn. Like we are at a point where we're going nowhere as women. So right now as a woman, just know the world is going nowhere. The world is in delay. Because men are the ones leading. The world is going nowhere. Just know that. And as a woman, start leading consciously. Because until women are the ones at the forefront, the world will go nowhere. The world will never move anywhere. Men are patriarchal, they are barren lands. Men are barren lands, they don't have a womb to create. So as long as they lead, the entire planet will always be barren, set. Will always be a desert. Gunda. Ping dong gunda, ping dong gunda. Luos have sung that for so long. Ping dong gunda. The world is remaining desert. The world is remaining desert because men are the ones who are leading. But women, you don't have to wait to be put in positions of leadership for you to start leading. Start doing it using Heka energy. Heka energy. Heka energy. Heka energy. Start using your Heka energy to lead the men that you're supposed to be leading. And just like I told you, if you're dealing with white men, their intuition is not so strong. If you're dealing with white men or white women, the intuition there is not so strong. So if you want a strong teamwork, you might want to teamwork with black people. If you want quickly, things to move quickly in the spirit realm, team up with black people, because white people have intuition like this much. Black people have intuition this much. White people have intuition this much. So when it comes to telepathic communication, they will not get it. They are not in telepathic communication. The intuition is very weak. So you cannot telepathically communicate with them as easily. And I'm telling you this because I have clients that are of me. The fact that I have clients and I get clients from different races also help me to
do my experiments on different races, and I'm telling you from experience, the white race does not do well with telepathic communication. So if you want a telepathic communication group, then have black people, it will be more effective. Having white people, it will be less effective. Nothing racism there, it is just reality. Let everybody give them their flowers, sorry. Everybody to get their flowers according to who they are. You know, because also having less intuition also has its benefits, which we will talk about with time, but just know that having less intuition also has its benefits. Having more intuition also has its benefits. So, yeah. After that point, please question anybody who has a question regarding the class. I've had to mute someone because I feel like they're an attention seeker. I don't know why. When I'm teaching and then you're asking me questions that have nothing to do with what I'm teaching, I just find you weird. Like, and I will not tolerate anything that my intuition tells me I shouldn't tolerate. I will not tolerate. So please kindly ask questions with regards to the class that we've just had, because that is all that I had for you guys today. So if you have any questions, you can ask before I go. And also people who want to contact me, here is my email, because I no longer use WhatsApp. So here is my email. Somebody's saying, oh no, guys, I was told that the attention span works best 40 minutes. When I teach classes like this, I cannot teach a lot. Mtakupoteza, it will be like, so when I teach little like this, go reminisce over it, think about it, and then put yourself in the practice before we continue. Yeah. So you cannot manifest what you keep your mind from thinking like, yes, where your energy goes, grows. What you dwell on, swell on. That is just that. When you think about it, you're pouring water. It's a plant. You're pouring water on it for it to continue to grow. When you don't think about it, it starves. Where energy goes, grows. Where energy doesn't go, shrinks. So always just have your mental thinking about, anytime you're thinking in intuition, like things that have never happened, think about your manifestation. Manifest. Utilize your intuition to manifest for yourself. Don't utilize your intuition to butcher yourself. Some people, they utilize their intuition to insult themselves, to butcher their self-esteem, to talk shit about themselves. And where does that come from? If you're a gossiper, you're always talking shit about other people, it will translate to you. You talk shit about other people always. Your brain will talk shit about you. Now you don't have intuition to manifest with anymore. Because as long as your intuition is filled with malice and rage and judgment, then there is no place to manifest. Your intuition should always be ready to manifest. You should always have a space where you're manifesting about yourself. So reduce negative thoughts, even about other people. Guys, just give other people grace. And those who you cannot give grace, deal with them and leave them. Go your way. If you find somebody is doing some stupid shit, call them out, leave them there, don't even ever think about them again. Call people out on their shit, go your way. Do good to people, compliment people, go your way. Don't stay attached. Connect, but attached to none. Connect to all, but attached to none. Could you explain the part you said, using Heka energy to lead? Now, do you know what Heka energy is, right? You know what Heka energy is? So me, I was just explaining, when I talk about Heka here, Heka symbol. Can somebody show us the Heka symbol? I think it is in the subspace, among the images on the subspace. This hand that does like this. The hand that does like this. That is, it's the ability to create. It talks about the fallopian tube. Your thoughts, from your thoughts you can create anything. From your thoughts you bring life. From your thoughts you can create anything, and that is what Heka energy is all about. It's not that, Mama Nico. I think maybe I have not put it there. 2 hands that are raised like this. 2 hands that are raised like this. If it is not there, then I did not put it properly. 2 hands that are raised like this. This is the Heka symbol. It's always just 2 hands raised like this. Nobody, no nothing. Just 2 hands raised like this. That's what the Heka energy is all about. And it is the fallopian tube. It's not there. Okay, fine. I did not put it there. I thought I did. I did not. It's okay. And because we are talking about it, let me just go maybe online and have a look maybe. I think it's, let's see, maybe we will have some images. I just want you to see the Heka. Okay, it's only here. Okay, I'm not seeing that properly. Yeah, here is the Heka symbol. Can you see it? Just talking about the fallopian tube, the ability to create life. Yeah. So it's talking about when I teach you about hands, I teach about the fallopian tube and how fertilization only occurs in the fallopian tube. That is the whole logic of Heka energy. The ability to create life from thought, from words, from spells, from energy, anything. This is the Heka symbol. So when you look at our presentation, then our presentation of Nut and Geb, and you see it, you see the Heka energy. You see it. Can you see the Heka energy here? Dara dere dere, diri diri diri. This is where the Heka analogy comes from. And we will get it. Right now you might not get it as deep, but when I am comparing the womb to the human anatomy, you will get it more. So don't worry. Those who I have taught, because there are some of you who I have taught about the womb, you can already tell the hands grabbing on the spirit realm, the hands grabbing on the spirit realm is the same thing that the womb is doing. And because I'm talking about it, let me just get it to you immediately. The womb is doing the same thing. The hand is touching the spirit realm also. Look, the hand is touching the spirit realm. This is the spirit realm, the spirit realm. This is where infinite amount of ovaries are here. Infinite amounts of ancestors are here and here. And the hand, it is grabbing. So Heka energy is all about this. The ability to use this particular analogy of the hand grabbing on the spirit realm to create energy from that. Because this is also the human, this is where the human body starts. From Pisces energy, Aquarius, Pisces energy, Aquarius energy, and this whole Sagittarius, Capricorn energy fused here. And then Scorpio energy and Libra energy fused here. Then we have the cervix. The cervix is the stomach energy. That is the Virgo energy. After Virgo energy, we have Leo energy and Cancer energy here fused with a set, which is Aries energy and Taurus energy. All of it is fused here. And then we have Gemini energy. And also, as we look at this, also look at where the water is. This water is very important. And as I'm always talking about the people who used to wet their bed, or people who wet their bed, it has, this water is very, because this is where the water comes from. This water here, this is the where that water comes from. And this is it represents the urinary system. So if you're somebody who your body signals you through this water, then you must also know that your ability to urinate has everything to do with the connection of your womb, especially as a woman. As a man too, yes. And men who wet their beds are very spiritually connected. But then most of the time it's women. So it's usually connected to your inner gadget, the special gadget that is in here, which we will talk about as we delve deeper into this. But I want you to know, if you have a child who wets their bed also, just know their inner CCTV is sensing senses. This communicates with this so much. There's a lot of communication that goes, that's why this thing is bending even over this, because this is the water that balances whatever is inside here. So people who wet their beds, if you have children who wet their bed, they're very spiritually sensitive, especially to the feminine version of themselves, or the feminine sides of themselves. Otherwise, what I wanted you to see is that Heka energy. The Heka energy comes from the ability to grab from the spirit realm. Up to that particular point, guys, allow me to end the class here. If you have a question, you can ask. If you don't have a question, I've seen we've hit 200. Thank you all for 200. And just like I said, guys, we're just moving slowly now. Can you expand more on how utilizing yourself leads to feeling yourself? Feeling yourself leads to utilizing yourself. It's not the other way around. Cancer energy is what births Capricorn energy. Cancer energy is what births Capricorn energy. So how you are when you are alone enables, how you are when you're alone is what enables you to be useful to yourself. When you're alone, you're like, okay, I need a house for myself. I can't live with my mom anymore. That is you when you're alone. Those are the energies that come up. And it's because of that that you will now stand up and say, hey, I'm going to look for a job, Omer. When you are alone, you'll be like, hey, I need to hit the gym. Hey, I need to do my hair. Like the things that happen to you when you're alone, they tell you what you need to do to yourself. So it is the Cancer energy that leads to Capricorn energy. Now, if you are alone, you are supposed to only utilize yourself to fulfill the instructions you get when you're alone. When you're alone, you look at the wall. The wall is dirty. Say, I need to clean my walls. When you're alone, you look at the floor. The floor is dirty. I need to clean my floors. When you're alone, your body guides you on the things you need to do for yourself. Now, if your Cancer energy is negative, meaning you are never alone. You are never alone, so you don't even know what you need to do to yourself. When you are never alone, you are in the presence of other people. Those other people, they're like, oh, by the way, I need somebody to, maybe you are around somebody who is a boss. They're like, oh, my house help ran away yesterday. Can you be my house help for 3 days as I look for one? And then you go become useful to them and not useful to yourself. Whenever you find yourself not useful to yourself, you are useful to other people. You're being used by other people. And being used by other people will drain your moods, your hormones. It will make you always feel terrible about yourself. So Cancer and Capricorn, they intertwine. Cancer and Capricorn energy, they intertwine like that. Another question. Yeah, even though the class was short, but I know it's impactful. And guys, as usual, we continue with this journey. As usual, we continue with this journey. If you have a man, go be a woman to your man. If you have a brother, go be a woman. Women, we are the ones that are responsible for men. We are the ones that are responsible for men. And right now, me, I have already, and guys, I like to update you on where I stand. Maybe some weeks ago or some years ago, I told you guys that maybe I was into misandry like this. But I'm no longer a misandrist. I'm a feminist. I feel like feminism and misandry are a little bit different. I don't want to be a misandrist because every man has been born of a woman. There's no man that births themselves. So any male that is a terrible human being is a reflection of their mother. So I will never blame a man for anything. I've stopped. I've camouflaged. I will never blame a man for anything that is wrong with the planet because no man births themselves and raises themselves. All men are born by women. So if you see a man doing demonic shit, no, it's their mother or their sister or their wife. There's a woman in their life that is enabling that behavior. So when you hate men, you are wasting your time. Because those women, they're still giving birth. They're still enabling those behaviors. So me, I am supportive of women. I will not center men still. I center women, but only women who raise proper men and angelic men who are angelic to the planet. And they are men. I love their men also. I love women who raise angelic men, and I love the men that they raise. I am no longer a misandrist who is saying all men are bullshit, all men are what? Men are born by women. So all men that are terrible are like their mother. That is that is where I am today, and that is where I choose to be. I'm no longer pushing my energy to fight men as general. I am now focusing on women and the men they raise. The women that are angelic and the men they raise. And I am not supportive of women that are demonic and the men they raise. How will I know? Discernment, authenticity is telepathic. As long as I see a demonic man raise, demonic women raise demonic men who become demonic to women. So the cycle begins with a woman somewhere. So misandry, all men are trash, all those slogans will never work as long as women are the ones who are birthing and raising these beings. Men are powerless without women. So as long as you see a man has a lot of demonic power, they know they got it from a woman somewhere. Up to that particular point, guys, yeah, me, that's where I am today. And, you know, we are always camouflaging. Another thing that I think I should tell you I've camouflaged about is what? I think that's the only camouflage I've done lately. I don't think there's another camouflage I've done. I think that's the only, because before I was like, men. But now I'm like, demonic women, you deal with your men. There are men that are actually good, raised by angelic women. And those are the ones that we are praying that they dominate society. Any other thing I think about my position on Trump, I think I already told you guys. My position on Elon Musk, I think I already told you guys. Yeah, so I think those are the only things. Can demonic men become angelic? Yeah, anything can become anything. Any energy can be transmuted. Any angelic can become demonic, any demonic can become angelic. Free will, people make decisions all the time. So free will enables people to become whatever they want to become. Yes, we focus on manifesting positive men. Men who stay and raise their children. Men who are present fathers. Men who are good brothers. Men who are good fathers. Men who are supportive. Men who are protective to what needs to be protected. Supportive to everything that needs to be supported. That's what I'm manifesting. And I think even since I camouflaged, even I'm seeing different energy even from the men in my life. My father and my brothers and stuff like that. So when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So I hope that you guys change as well. Yeah, at the end of it all, we women run everything. So if there are demonic men running around raping women, doing blah blah blah, their mother allowed it. And we pray for their mothers also to see the light. May their mothers see the light. Yeah. And you've already not seen what, and guys, these things that I tell you, don't be afraid of men. Some women are afraid of men because you think they have power than you. Men have no power than women. Don't be afraid of men. Stand up to men. Lead men. Don't be afraid of men. Don't seek validation from, because being afraid of men starts from you seeking validation from men. And men are not there for you to seek validation from them. They are there for you to lead them. July focus we're going to do next. So don't seek validation from men. Lead men. Tell men what to do. Don't wait for a man to like you. You are losing the plot. Men are not there they are beggars of divine feminine energy. So have the divine feminine energy and control the robots the way they're supposed to be controlled. Otherwise, we need a class on men. I've just taught. I've been teaching. I think I've taught classes on men a lot. I think I'm always teaching about these things. Telling you about putting your left hand on their right stomach. All that. Like, all this is always just about divine feminine energy. Repeat. No, I just said, there was a time I told you guys that I was on Trump and Elon Musk's side. But I stopped. You know, since the Cyril Ramaphosa incident, Trump is nothing to me now. Since Elon bashed Trump and took it back, Elon is no longer. I look at Elon from Elon. At least I'm more on Elon's side more than I'm on Trump's side right now. But also I'm not so much on Elon's side. Like, I don't think about them that much anymore because I feel like it's enough. We've given them enough attention. July focus, not on Sunday. I might do July focus. Wait, let me see. Today's 2nd, 3rd. I might do it next Wednesday, guys. And because July focus also, it has some meteors that I want to talk about that are coming from the beginning, from the middle of the month. But allow me to speak about it after Sunday. Allow me to speak about it after Sunday. Something on Kenya. Kenya is just fine. Kenya is doing amazing. We are cruising nicely. Right now we are cruising nicely, moving very nicely here in this particular country. And it's nice. Yeah. That's all I can say. I like the direction we are taking. About what I like what is happening in Burkina Faso as well. Because of the fact that they are doing communal, you know, that they are coming together, the way Africans came together to build the pyramids. Which I will teach about, you know, the community, that community work as well. But Burkina Faso is doing amazing. I like it. I like it. I like the way they're moving. Yeah. Yeah, women are the ones who choose men. But they don't choose them loudly. They choose them intuitively. If you see a man you like, you guide them towards yourself intuitively. That is what the ovum does. The ovum chooses the sperm intuitively and guides it towards her intuitively. Yeah, they attract, to magnetize. Magnetize them towards you. You don't go begging them. You magnetize them. You don't even say a word. You magnetize them towards you.
Can I go now?
What about what's happening in DRC? DRC, Trump is there. And Trump is there because of South Africa. So, and South Africa is there because they need to keep the Bantu narrative going that Bantus migrated from Congo. They want to keep the narrative going so much. That is the reason why Belgium did what it did in Congo, cutting the fingers, chopping the hands. They don't want Congolese people to speak to the collective consciousness and actually tell people that, by the way, you guys are not coming from here. But to keep that narrative going, the West have a lot of interest there. And Congolese people are allowing them. The Congolese leadership is allowing them, and they are backed by South Africa. South African government is backing Congolese government to make sure that the narrative remains that Bantus migrated from Congo. So they don't want Congo to be in contact with the rest of the world. But we will see where the collective... Right now, it's the collective consciousness that is in charge. Right now, the collective consciousness that is only the collective consciousness that is in charge. Somebody is asking me, what can we do to support the collective consciousness? The only obligation you owe the entire planet is the one you owe yourself. Making sure you're walking on your soul path. That's all. Are you a Leo? Are you helping the collective consciousness to love themselves? Are you a Taurus? Are you helping the collective consciousness to support themselves? Are you a Sagittarius? Are you helping the collective consciousness, transporting them from their past to their futures? That's all. The only obligation you owe the entire planet is the one you owe yourself. Do your own job. And know that you are not alone here. Your only job is to do your job. Everybody else will do theirs. We are teams. And by the way, guys, let me tell you, we are teams on this particular planet. The same way you usually see Africans playing games, and African games are usually divided into two teams. When it comes to working for the collective consciousness, we are teams as well. It takes me teaching. It takes somebody else loving. It takes somebody else feeling. It takes somebody else supporting somewhere. Just do what you know you need to do where you are. And as long as you are doing what you know you need to do where you are, know that everyone that is on your team is also doing whatever they need to do where they are. Don't put your eyes out and look for what other people are not doing. Because as long as you're wasting time, your team is also wasting time. What is happening with you is what is happening with your team. When you show up, your team is showing up. When you're lazy, your team is lazy. When you refuse, your team refuses. So now, be a good team player. You cannot see your team members, but they are there. And your work will never move until you start moving. And when you start moving, stop worrying about who is where. The universe has 8 billion people, even more. You cannot do it on your own. We have snakes that are also on our team. We have butterflies that are also on our team. We have rats that are also on our team. Elephants on our team. Lions on our team. Human beings on our team. Leaders on our team. We have teams. And the teams are two. Those that want to see the collective consciousness win and those that want to see the collective consciousness lose. By seeing themselves, those who want to see themselves win are the ones who want to see the collective consciousness win. Yeah, everything. The fact that you are laughing that I've said that rats are on our team is because you are probably looking at a rat from a point of superiority. Even an ant. There's an ant on our team that is right now carrying some soil to put in another place. If you've watched movies like The Lion King, you know the universe uses anything. You saw the way, I don't know the names properly, but there's a lion whose fur, the fur was carried by ants, by birds, by water, by wind, until it reached the destination where it needed to reach. The universe collaborates with anything. Rivers are on your side. The volcanoes, the forests, the fire, whenever a fire is lit. Everything. Know that you are not here alone, guys. Everything is collaborating. But then the strongest team wins. The most dedicated team wins. The most passionate team wins. And we can be on the same team and we are not even getting along. As long as I want to win, I'm on your team. Whether you like me or not. and you want to win too. As long as you want to win, as long as you're moving towards your milele, you are on my team even if you look at me with your nose lifted. Nobody gives a fuck. That is what spiritual teams are all about. We can be on the same team and we don't even get along. We are enemies. But as long as I want to win and you want to win, my dear, we are on the same team. So just be on your own team to the end. Maintain your tunnel vision. Don't go around looking, who is on my team? Who is on my team? Who is on my team? Maintain your tunnel vision. You will see your team members by the time you're finishing. By the time you're finishing, you'll see your team members. But for now, know that you're part of a team, and the way you move is the way your team is moving. When you quit, your team quits, you'll never know the results. When you keep moving, your team keeps moving. And I'm emphasizing on this because there are people who depress themselves by taking the entire responsibility. Wanting to be the one to to save the planets tomorrow. My friend, it is a collaborative work. Spirituality doesn't work without unison. We must collaborate, and if you are early, you must wait for others. And there's a reason why you are early. So maybe you are early to equip yourself properly. Maybe you are early because you are an important person on the program. But never take the entire responsibility of the planet in your own hand. Do the little you need to do. Whether it is free Palestine, whether it's just commenting, free Palestine somewhere, that is all. Only do what you're capable of doing. Don't kill yourself trying to carry too much responsibility. Everything that is happening around us is because of us. It is as a result of all of us. So it is not a responsibility of any one person to do everything. You just find what you know you need to be doing for the collective consciousness and put your head down and do it until you finish. Yeah. When it is not clear, ask intuition to make it clear. So guys, I can leave now, right? I think I've stayed a little bit for the ones who are sad that I'm leaving early. And I'm going to be seeing you guys on Sunday. And the forecast of July, don't worry. July is what? Love. Now here in July, you're just harvesting. And which moon is in July, by the way? Let me check. Because we see it, the entire energy is dictated by the type of moon that is there. Ah, okay. And also just know 7th of July, we have a quantum jump. 7th of July, July 7th, we have Uranus entering Gemini. Uranus and Gemini. Gemini is the planet which Mercury is safe. Not the planet, the sign which Mercury is safe. Planet of communication. And it is Uranus is entering, so that's quantum jumping. So this expect to see some quantum jump here and there. And then on the 10th, you have your full moon there. Yeah. Then we have Mercury at the greatest eastern elongation there on 4th. There's not so much. And then on July, we have also some meteor, Delta Aquarid meteor. So you know, July energy is Leo energy. Leo energy is in July. So they have some Delta Aquarid meteor there. Aquarius. Aquarid is just Aquarius. It's the name Aquarius. And you know, Leo has everything to do with Aquarius. So I will talk about it. I will talk about this meteor on July 21st. There's a meteor that starts from July 21st, and then there's a meteor that starts from July 17th. Yeah, so we have 2 meteors in July. So be careful about, you know what meteors are? Gossip. That are there, put intentionally to make you make certain decisions that are bad for you. Because meteors of white people and NASA, you cannot trust. So we will talk about it when I talk about the forecast of July. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't think there's much in July. There's not much in July for me. August, we have the harvesting moon. The new moon the full moon in August is all about harvest. And September also harvest. So anyway, July is all about love. Love yourself so much. Be aware of the meteors that I will be talking about. Anything that will make you make this around from mid-July. Anything that will want you to make weird decisions when it comes to your self-love. Don't listen to it because we have meteors in July. Just know that. Yes, I do reply to DMs. My Saturn. Oh, okay. Love, 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 love. Yeah. Yeah, I reply to DMs. Yeah. Self-love. Self-love. Self-desire comes all the way in October. Yeah. So guys, thank you for coming to class. See, I see you on Sunday. I might do the forecast on Sunday. I might do it on Sunday with the... We'll see. But I might do it on Sunday. Just to have you guys early. But siniende sasa. Yeah. Bye. And thank you for coming to class. I'll see you guys again on Sunday. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy yours as well, guys. Je t'aime.